Greetings. Today, the moon continues in Aquarius, shifting into Pisces late morning, my time. I'm in Pacific time, and as the moon reaches late Aquarius, it forms a T square opposition with Mars and a square to Uranus. So we had the Uranus-Mars square exact yesterday, and I talked a lot yesterday about Mars energy and how we can think about it in deeper ways. What is the evolutionary purpose of that Mars energy, and how can you be paying attention to awaken that evolutionary purpose within yourself? I'm Marina Orms here with your Astro Vibe for Monday, June 16th. And as we continue on with time, we are now past the exact Mars-Uranus square that is still bringing themes of action, aggression, violence, even, but also the awakening of courage and how we need to take action to participate in life in ways that can help us to create the outcomes we want, or at least feel like we're doing the things we need to do to bring about hope and to participate in creating a better world. That if there isn't a purpose in life, right, what else would it be? So thinking about that with this Mars energy and the moon, which moves really quickly, it only stays in a sign for 2 to 2.5 days. So when it buzzes past a point like it does with activating the Mars-Uranus square, it does so fairly quickly. So it lasts a few hours, and but the point is that it could be activating something related to those Mars energies, and we could be feeling that. So again, sometimes these things manifest or happen externally in the world. We see them, themes that show up in the news headlines and what's going on in the world, but they're also present in our lives in very personal ways. So how those energies are showing up for you in your life is where the power is, right? Activating your Mars power to do something. And what does courage look like for you? And how can you deepen into being effective in ways that help you to be part of creating solutions or creating things that are better in the world, things you want more, even if it's just for your own life? Organizing your garage so your life works better. But also, of course, thinking about how to make a difference for the people around you, for your family, and ultimately, some part of us, I think, wants to help to make the world a better place for everyone. So that Mars energy getting activated as the moon moves through late Aquarius, and we have, as of today, the planet Uranus just at 28 degrees 59 minutes Taurus. So it's just getting to that final degree of Taurus, and then Mars now at 29 degrees Leo, getting ready to go into Virgo. So we've got the moon at 28, 29 degrees Aquarius, and then the moon goes into Pisces at 11:08 a.m. Pacific. So that gives you a little bit of an idea. All of this is happening right before the moon goes into Pisces, and even after it goes into Pisces, it's still within a degree of activating those Mars energies. So really thinking in terms of your own process and your own path and your needs around how to activate the Mars energies for yourself, how to find courage, what action looks like, what it means for you personally to be involved, to make a difference, to take action in your life. And it doesn't say what kind of action you have to take or what that looks like. It just says, hey, think about what action means to you. And so, what makes you feel that you are getting involved? What makes you feel like you're making a difference? What makes you feel hopeful? Right? And and again, when you think about all of the problems in the world, it's easy sometimes to feel overwhelmed. So bring it back to what is the most important thing to me? Where do I have influence? What matters? How can I get involved? What's available to me? What are people around me doing? So, all of those questions can help you narrow down what is your little drop in the bucket that you're going to do to make a difference. And just looking too at the moon going into Pisces, which does open our hearts and brings us into that bigger picture of compassion, where we can feel we can feel all the feelings of the world with the moon in Pisces. So it is and can be easy to get overwhelmed when the moon is in Pisces, especially if you're not aware that that is what is happening. So being aware that the moon is in Pisces, your heart is opening, your pores are open so you can feel more of the feelings of the world, you can feel more psychically. That's why Pisces, it tends to be a psychic or intuitive sign, but it's because the pores are open, things are flooding in. You can't um always feel the difference between you and what is not you. And that's the point of Pisces. The point is to remind you that you are connected to everything else. So the Pisces moon can help you feel those feelings. Do take care of yourself, because that ultimately can be very supportive if you're honoring and respecting your needs when you're feeling everything. So it's a great time for doing any kind of spiritual practice, yoga, journaling, meditating, walking in the woods, being in nature, whatever is soothing and helpful and supportive to you, that helps you to tune in with wisdom. Give yourself that time and space to do that, because that wisdom is available. Once the moon goes into Pisces, it's there. And sometimes it can be important to slow down, ground, and listen so that you can discern the difference between what is the wisdom, what is the relevant information that's helpful to you, versus what is all the feelings of and potentially even all the suffering of the world. So uh, creating your own boundaries, because it's not helpful if you get overwhelmed, right? So overwhelm is just a sign that you need to slow down and take care of yourself. So find a way to do that. And sometimes you can't in the moment, right? You might have responsibilities, or you might be in the middle of something. And even then, if you are feeling overwhelmed, take a deep breath. That is always available to you. Check in with yourself internally. Feel your feet on the ground. Anybody can do that in any moment, right? Just remember, oh, there are my feet. They are on the ground. And that can be grounding, right? That can help. So, so taking a deep breath, if you can take a little break, just, sometimes getting away from people and going to the restroom and taking a deep breath there, right? Whatever you need to do. But just paying attention to your signals and your needs, and listening as this Mars energy comes up, it can bring up things that are shifting and moving inside of you, as some things come into your awareness that you need to take action on. So give yourself kindness and compassion in that process, because you are probably in the process of figuring out what it is you need to do. And sometimes that can be awkward or uncomfortable or even a little bit scary. That's why we get courage, and Mars helps us connect with that courage. But it's knowing what you need to do and what is important for you, and finding that place of purpose and taking action based on that. So those are my thoughts for today. We've got the moon going into Pisces, will continue into tomorrow, and of course, Mars finishing its time in Leo, getting ready to go into Virgo, which it does, it looks like just after midnight. So into the wee hours of Pacific time on Tuesday, sometime around 2 a.m. ish, maybe a little after, I'm not sure, but around there. And so Mars goes into Virgo, where we will shift gears to focus on sustaining actions, being thorough in our strategic thinking, being more detail oriented in the ways that we take action and find courage. And so getting more of that Virgo practical energy in with our actions and our needs to move things forward and find courage. So thanks for being here. I'm Marina Orms. You can learn more about me at astrologyheals.com. Check out my member site if you haven't already for some really helpful tools and resources, especially all the planetary alignments for the outer planets in 2025, planet shifting signs, and so much more. Just a handy reference guide for that. And I am working on some learning, teaching, bite-sized learning videos for you. So stay tuned, and I will see you next time with more astrology for unshakable self-care. Bye for now.